Here.
Bob Garrett.
Here.
John Hofer.
Here.
Tim Horner.
Here.
Keith Jackson.
Here.
Matt Lacy.
Here.
Tom Rush.
Here.
Dan Winter.
Here.
First order of business is public comment. Anyone got anything they'd like to share with the board this morning? Everybody's quiet and happy. I will roll along. There are minutes in your packet have been distributed. Any questions, comments, or where do you stand on the minutes?
Make a motion.
Second. Motion second to approve. Any comments? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Minutes stand as approved. Financial report. Amy, you're up.
Okay, you should have received your financial packet by email. Just a couple of things to point out. You notice on the income statement, we did have the sale of the equipment at the auction, and that was $8,400, you can see in the revenue side. Then also on the expense side, included in capital expenditures are some items we purchased at the auction, a couple of trucks, and then the TV. Also in capital expenditures is payment to East Tennessee Turf and landscaping for just over $123,000. So for the month, obviously a loss, but on the year-to-date side, if you add back the capital expenditures, the net increase is $533,000. Be happy to answer any questions.
Any questions or comments for Amy? Rolling right along. And you got anything else you wanted to add? All the other schedules you sent, nothing jumped out that I saw.
No, sir.
Okay. All right, Dan.
We just had an inspection earlier this week, but also August's inspection didn't come till after our meeting last month, so I'll hit them both. They both pretty much parallel each other. One of our violations was leachate observed, which was being contained. We're working on drying these spots out. The new leachate line and vents that were put in has helped considerably. So we have a few other things which I'll mention on down in here on the other violations. The 8380 is of course the gas migration. We have, and the 8420, which is related to the gas as well. A couple months ago, I believe 2 meetings ago, we voted to put in 4 vents to help alleviate this problem, which they should be coming in probably at the time to drill those. In the interim, though, we are putting turbines like you would see on the top of a stovepipe, that turns, and we'll install those on our vents that are sticking out of the ground at the landfill to help put a draw on it and help alleviate some of this gas problem that we're having. We're still within tolerance, it's just elevated at this time. Y'all have any questions on the violations?
So once we put the vent in, that should bring us into compliance.
Yes. In theory, it should.
Okay, you got anything else, Dan?
Not at the moment.
Somebody got a question for Dan, keep him on his toes? All right, Mr. Bostic.
Okay, the leachate improvements that Dan had mentioned, East Tennessee Turf and Landscape is probably about 90% complete. We've got to start they've got the flow meter installed, we've got to start it up. And I know the contractor or sub has been out there working on the electrical and communication lines between the flow meter and the recorder. He's still got to put his level sensor in to measure the level of leachate over the liner. Our monthly off-site gas monitoring has been conducted, and again, there's been the concentrations at all those off-site locations has been 0. And we submitted, I submitted that report to TDEC yesterday. the vapor study that TDEC required, that field work has been completed. The samples have gone to the lab, and I said, we're waiting on lab results. I think they got those, I got a copy of an email late yesterday that they had gotten those, so they'll be submitting a report to TDEC. That's GOC's working with us on that. The leachate excursion monitoring plan that we talked about sometime back, we finally, the 18th, got approval from TDEC on that plan, which means they'll be out drilling those test wells in, I think he said probably 2 weeks or less from the time they get the approval. They've got to coordinate with the driller, and when the driller's in also, he'll be putting those other gas wells in that Dan talked about. And he'll also be abandoning that, is it well number 11? The one that's up there that's been.
It sounds like the right number.
We finally got approval from TDEC on, how to abandon that well without, pulling that steel casing out, because we just don't know how we'd ever get that out of there and get it sealed. So they've got, between the drillers and, our discussions with TDEC, we finally got approval from them on how we can abandon that without trying to tear that steel casing out. Again, item 5 there is what Dan was talking about on the gas vents. Item 6 is the discussion on that well closure. We provide Dan some specs for the concrete and asphalt for that recycling center, the bids on that. And on the new truck scale, we got submittals from the scale supplier day before yesterday to review. And I think, Dan, the scale delivery is scheduled for mid-October, I think, or early October, sometime in the next 2 to 3 weeks. Again, East Tennessee Turf and Landscape's got some grading and drainage work to do out there prior to that being installed. Other than that, I think that's about, Tony, I got a question for you. On the bar area, where we're gonna borrow material.
Where you hope to borrow material?
No, we're gonna borrow material for the closure.
Yeah.
Who at the city do I need to coordinate with to look at our grade? Michael, to look at our grading, you won't make a note of that, don't you? 'Cause we gotta get a grading plan to him with erosion control like
Right.
that for, so we wanna make sure we get a good pad for you there.
Yeah.
When does that bid?
Well, we gotta get this grading plan approved, we got TDEC's approval, so we'll probably be ready to bid that within no later than the next 30 days. It's been kind of dragging at TDEC. What we're probably gonna do, we talked about bidding it in 3 phases. We'll probably get whatever we can do done before the weather turns, and then we'll work the contract where he can come back and finish it up. Unless it stays like it is now, he's gonna have to wet the material to put it down. He being whoever the low bidder is on.
Won't compact dry wood.
Well, it won't compact to the extent we have to have it compacted.
We got several things going on. It might be worthwhile just to draw up a one-sheet kind of schedule of these projects, when they're gonna, key milestones and when they're gonna be done. Because I'm losing track of when the scales are coming on, when the recycling's coming on, all those things. It'd just be helpful to have a cheat sheet. All right, anything else for Bostic? Bill, Dan, I don't know, the recycling grant stuff, where do we stand on that?
The project was bid, or the bid opening this week. We rejected the bids, you have to rebid it, there wasn't enough participation, and the participation that was a little, I think they were confused about the specs, so we're rebidding it next month.
Okay. All right, any unfinished business, anything that needs to come to the floor? Well, we got several subpoenas and depositions scheduled for your lawsuit against the board, so I understand about the first of the month or so, we'll all be gathering, taking depositions, so we'll see you then.
Thank you, Jesus.
Anything else needs to come before the board from the floor? But if not, we'll call the meeting adjourned. We'll see you next month.